I had some bizarre dreams at first. The worst one I had was I was sleeping and I felt someone rubbing my arm. And when I woke up, the person that was over me that was rubbing my arm was Joseph Collopy, the guy that was involved in the shooting. And it was so lifelike that today I'm convinced that it actually happened. Most people would say, he's kind of crazy. They're not crazy. You know, believe in ghosts or superstition or, you know, the afterlife. It could have happened, you know, because it was the most bizarre dream I've ever had. And it just happened to be the same guy that was involved in the shooting.
Now, he was a retired police officer as well.
He was. The Attorney General's report said that he worked in Massachusetts. I believe it was Chelmsford as a police officer. So that kind of ties you to that person in certain ways. He did the same job I did. So he, you know, had a lot of the same mentalities. You know, anyone that gets involved in police work has a lot of the same characteristics. You know, they do it for the right reasons. And, you know, what turned him, you know, bad, I don't know, you know. It was always in his mindset. You know, you would hate to think so. His alcohol content that night, I believe, was like a 1.9. So he actually functioned pretty good at a 1.9, you know, because he knew where he was going, what he did, where he was driving to.
Now, when you ran into him, where was he on his way to?
I guess the Attorney General's office in their investigation had talked to his daughter because his phone record showed that he had made phone calls after the initial shooting, and one of the persons he talked to was his daughter. And that conversation was, you know, he was sorry for what he did, but he was headed over to, I believe, his daughter's ex-husband's house to shoot him. So he had a mission, whether he had a hit list that night or, you know, what he was doing or where he was going, but that's what their investigation revealed, that, you know, he had some more people that he intended to do harm to.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I mean, it doesn't really feel weird here anymore. It did at first. You know, I had passed through this way accidentally right after the shooting, and it felt eerie, you know, whether the hair on the back of your neck or the chill down the spine. It just didn't feel right. So I kind of avoided this area for years and years, but now it doesn't affect me like it did before.
I want to thank you for sharing this. This is the kind of story I think the public needs to hear more.
Yeah, it's life, it's reality. You know, the amount of shootings that go on nowadays is unbelievable. You know, when I was doing police work, the stuff you hear about now, the school shootings, the random shootings, the mass shootings, was non-existent, and now it's common occurrence that people, I think, become numb to it. It doesn't shock anybody anymore, but it's terrible. It's terrible to see what's going on in the world, and you know, you need more police. You know, I think there should be a police officer in every school in America. You know, why they don't do that, I don't know. You know, there's plenty of money out there to do that, and I don't think any taxpayer would have an issue with paying more taxes if they knew that a police officer would be in every school in America. Because there's not too many bad guys that are going to go into a school knowing they're going to confront a police officer. You know, so I think you could eliminate school shootings by that deterrent factor. So maybe that's what needs to be done, hire more cops.
Yeah. Do you ever talk with the young cops on the street?
Not really. I don't know anyone anymore. The guys I came up on the job with are higher up now in the department. You know, they look young, you know. Maybe I'm getting older, but they look young, and I don't know the mentality out there anymore. I certainly know that, you know, I still look at police cars as they pass, but you don't see a lot of police stopping people anymore. You don't see a lot of traffic stops. And I think that's because of how things have changed so much. The society, you know, they have an anti-police attitude in a lot of aspects. There's been some bad police shootings over the years nationwide. And I think a lot of cops might be fearful to get involved as they used to be, because every car you stop, is more of a chance that something's going to happen.
Well, thank you so much, Tony, for sharing with us
You're
today.
welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.